Because we're fixing to overturn the results of the election in multiple states, and President Trump won by not just hundreds of thousands of votes, but by millions of votes that were shifted by this software that was designed expressly for that purpose. We have so much evidence, I feel like it's coming in through a fire hose.
Wow. So, Sidney, you feel that you will be able to prove this. Do you have the software in your possession? Do you have the hardware in your possession? How will you prove this, Sidney?
Well, I've got lots of ways to prove it, Maria, but I'm not going to tell on national TV what all we have. I just can't do that.
Okay, but you have a small time frame here. The elections are supposed to be certified in early December. Do you believe that you can present this to the courts and be successful within this just couple of weeks?
Well, let me put it this way. First of all, I never say anything I can't prove. Secondly, the evidence is coming in so fast, I can't even process it all. Millions of Americans have written, I would say by now, definitely hundreds of thousands have stepped forward with their different experiences of voter fraud. But this is a massive election fraud, and I'm very concerned it involved not only Dominion and its Smartmatic software, but that the software essentially was used by other election machines also. Expert reports and some documentation of how corrupt this software is, and nobody in our government has paid any attention to it, which makes me wonder how much the CIA has used it for its own benefit in different places, and why Gina Haspel is still there in the CIA is beyond my comprehension. She should be fired immediately.
In case you're just tuning in, according to one of Trump's lawyers, Sidney Powell, Trump actually won the election by millions of votes. Got it. So here's the funny thing about Powell claiming that they've got so much evidence, she feels like it's coming in through a fire hose. It's that none of that evidence has actually managed to materialize. In more than 20 court cases, 19 of which the Trump campaign has lost, there has been no evidence of fraud, no evidence of dead people voting, no evidence of machines switching or deleting votes. In the courtroom, the actual venue where they should be making these claims, not only has there been no evidence of any nefarious behavior, but the Trump campaign actually said the opposite. In Arizona, one of the Trump campaign's lawyers admitted in court that, quote, "This is not a fraud case. We are not alleging fraud. We are not saying anyone is trying to steal the election." So that should tell you exactly how much credibility people like Sidney Powell have when they show up on Fox News and say the complete opposite. It's telling too that her principal argument here is the debunked conspiracy theory suggesting that the voting system software Dominion was switching or deleting votes. Republicans have been claiming that this system has allegedly switched 435,000 votes from Trump to Biden, and that Dominion also deleted 2.7 million Trump votes, including 1 million Trump votes in Pennsylvania alone. Only, it turns out that the source for this claim was an anonymous poster on a pro-Trump web forum called The Donald. That was picked up by the Gateway Pundit, which was picked up by OAN, which was repeated by Trump. And that is how the right-wing feedback loop works. From a message board from an anonymous poster to the President of the United States, there is no vetting, no accountability, and there's no truth. And the fact that Powell then descends into a conspiratorial rant about the CIA should tell you exactly how seriously you should be taking these people. That the lawyer for the President of the United States sounds more like the comments section of a message board than a legal expert should put on full display the bargain basement caliber of the people Trump had to settle for if he wanted to find someone willing to pursue these bogus claims. And between her and Rudy Giuliani and Corey Lewandowski and Pam Bondi, looks like that's exactly what he found. What Donald Trump and these Fox News hosts can't seem to understand is that Trump lost. I know that they think they're going to prove wide-scale fraud by propping up message board conspiracy theories, but the fact that they've not been able to prove a single instance of it should put on full display just how much of a waste of time this really is. Joe Biden is leading by more than 5 million votes. The Electoral College margin is 306 to 232. The election is over. That this woman is on national television pretending like she's got millions of instances of proof that are going to swing the election in the few remaining days before the final certification is a testament to the delusion running rampant on the right. So they'll continue this charade, just like they'll continue demanding money from their supporters for their so-called election defense fund, which in reality goes toward paying down Trump's campaign debt. Just like they'll use this to delegitimize Biden's presidency as a way to cope with the fact that they lost by the biggest popular vote percentage since FDR in 1932. All this is an effort to deny reality and to trick their supporters into doing the same. But regardless of these empty threats by the Trump team, rest assured, the election is over, Donald Trump has lost, and Joe Biden will be sworn in on January 20th, 2021. If you like this video, please check out my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deep dive into the week's most important stories and interview major players in politics, including Kamala Harris, Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Eric Swalwell, Mary Trump, Al Franken, Cory Booker, and many, many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.